Been a little while, but I got a friend to lend me some big batteries because the little guys were not cutting it. Not even a little bit. Although, when he was over, same friend who sold it to me, we discovered that this here joysticker madoodad really cuts down on the oomphness. Using a multimeter, discovered that basically when you're driving forwards or backwards, it's shooting about 9 volts. Bear in mind it's running on 24. So we've got these two 12s in series. So it drives forwards and backwards at 9 volts at the motor, approximately. Yet whenever you push left or right on the stick, it drops down to about 2.5 volts, which it wouldn't turn at all, not even the slightest little bit. So we got to thinking that maybe the joystick thingy over there is no good. And I just hooked this up, just straight wires. So I went ahead and got rid of the electromagnet brakes off the rear because I read that that was something that you have to get rid of if you are going to run them without the controlling unit. So we got rid of those. And then now I've just hooked just straight wires up. This one here is positive from one side, negative from the other, running to positive on the 12 volts. Mind the 12 volts. I'm only running this on 12, not 24 at the moment. The other two leads are just on this straight wire, which is hooked, straight wire. And I'm going to hook this to the negative lead of the 12 volts. It's only 12, not 24 like it's meant to run on. But like I say, it was pushing out 9 volts at full tilt forwards and full tilt back. So it's running on 9 volts, these motors were. But at 12, here we go. She got enough juice to turn now. Turns pretty good. Hope you can see that. Let me grab the tripod and you can see it. One second. Here she goes. 12 volts. Pretty good, right? Turns plenty of power. Don't mind the sparking and arcing. And the clunking is because I got a loose chain on this side. Really loose. Which obviously everything's just, as you can see, everything's just clamped and tacked together. So no big wonders. But let's see if it'll turn now with some weight on me. I'm going to jump on it. Carefully. Let's see. Whoop. It would have, but the motors just broke free of their clamps, that's all. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. I'll clamp those up better. Maybe even bolt them together now that it's actually reasonable. You can see the most motor popped up and up. Yeah, a bit much torque. You can see they just floppered all out of there. Clamps are all loose now. Gears all shot. That's my bad. My bad for not having stuff bolted down properly. But, proof of concept, working. And that's on 12 volts. Opens up the spectrum so much. 24 sucks. 24 volts, you gotta have special charger, etc., etc. 24 volts, blah, blah, blah. Now you run the same two batteries in parallel instead of series. You get twice as much runtime. Way better. So I think the next step is to bolt this nonsense in and give it a go again. Sitting on it. It seemed like it had enough torque. Broke those motors free of their clamps. Should have plenty of torque. Plenty of torque. And just on straight 12 volts. This project's not all for naught anymore. Actually working out. Oh, I suppose I never mentioned that I decided to go with the secondary chain driving off of the big 48 sprocket to the 16 sprocket. Remember I was talking about maybe running this here drive chain down and around and etc. etc. I just ended up going with this. It was cheaper. I didn't have to buy another one of these. So buy a little bit more chain to make it run the full length. But yeah, so far I think she's pretty skookum.